Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye podcast. It is episode 61, 62, excuse me. Wow, getting my numbers off already. So we got a pretty big podcast coming to you guys today. Of course, we have the Clasico Nacional up ahead. It's a whole week of Clasico Nacional. For those of you guys who've been tuned into our Twitter page, you guys know we've had so much going on already in regards to that game. Of course, the Copa MX game at home against Chivas is going to be tomorrow. And then, of course, the big game for the Liga is going to be on Saturday. So we got plenty to talk about. But before I go any further, let me introduce, as always, my two co-hosts, Mr. Christian Rosendo, and back tonight, Mr. Cowboy Dan. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm pretty burnt from work in school, but also very excited to be covering two Clásicos, not one. And I think it should be a great time.
Dylan?
Complete opposite of Christian. It's spring break, and now I'm catching up on sleep.
There you go.
How wild is Cowboy Dan's spring break?
They're not wild. I just stay home.
He's lying to people. He's lying.
Yeah, I think
but
he's lying.
Let me introduce today's guest, and potentially joining us will be another person. But for right now, we introduce a good friend from the Chivas del Norte podcast, Rigo. How are we?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. Glad to have you back, as always, on time. Whenever this game rolls around, we go to your guys' house, and then you guys come to ours.
Yeah, I mean, I think now it's customary to do this every time there's a Clásico.
It pretty much is.
Somebody on the chat is mad that you guys have Chivistas on.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be kind to our neighbors for right now. When they're not here, that's a whole different story.
That is true.
No, it's great to have you here. It's great to have everyone kind of from your guys' side come over here. Obviously, we got so much to talk about. We're gonna be discussing everything in regards to both Clásicos. We got the Copa, of course. Some people may say it's not the most biggest of games, but I think the fact that it's a Clásico maybe amps it up a little bit more. And then, of course, we got the league. Two teams that are just a point from each other. You guys are in 8th and we are in 5th, but only 1 point separates us, and everything's so tight right now that losing points at this point could be drastic to either team. So we got plenty to discuss about. We might be joined later on by Varo, so that should be interesting too. But for the meantime, we'll get started here, and we're gonna give a quick recap to the fellow listeners right now. And gentlemen, can you break down the scoreline between America and Puebla that happened last week?
It was a 1-0 win. Some of my final thoughts after final whistle blew was even though we held possession a lot, we just didn't seem like it gelled at times. It just seemed kind of off. Not good, not bad, but I'll take the win at this point. But there's still a lot to improve.
Dylan, I have a question.
Yes.
How many cowboy helmets do you own?
And he said someone was gonna call him out on that.
Yeah,
He called it out perfectly.
I was thinking, I said, man, Luis is gonna join. He's a Giants fan. I knew you were a 49ers fan. I'm definitely gonna get called out on this. So, but actually, this is the room I stay in whenever I come back to my hometown, and so this is like my grandfather's like his little cave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's that.
Now, when he said cowboy helmets, I thought he was going to say cowboy hats, and I'm curious to know the answer to that question as well.
I have no cowboy hats.
Sure.
Do you wear the cowboy helmets during sex? That's what everybody wants to know. That's what everybody wants to know. Come on, look at the chat. Look at
ask. No. Oh my goodness.
It sounds like the answer is he can neither confirm nor deny this.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, what we expected something like this. Let's not kid ourselves.
Oh man.
But coming back to that to your final thoughts, Dylan, in regards to that, it did look like we just weren't gelling. We were playing the ball around, but it didn't seem like we were much of a team at most of the game. Christian, your final thoughts?
No, I think I agree with Dylan. You know, we for the majority of the game we had possession, but I still think we still lack creativity going forward. And you know, it wasn't a pretty match. I found myself, you know, kind of questioning a lot of what America was doing, and you know, we don't fix this fast. You know, it could it could go ugly for us in the next couple games.
It seems like it might just do that. So we'll talk about form and all of that once we start previewing the Clásicos. Now I'm gonna hand it over to you, Rigo. Kind of just give us a recap of your guys' draw against Querétaro, correct?
Yes, we drew 0-0, and it was typical Chivas match. To be honest, it was just frustrating, and it seems like if we can't get a goal within the first 55 minutes, it just becomes like we're not only are we facing the other team, but we're also playing against the clock. And it seems like once time starts elapsing, the team starts getting frustrated, and it just becomes more like just bad crosses, forcing things. Obviously, our coach makes terrible subs, so that happens as well. So it was just a frustrating game. A game we should have won. We had opportunities. We didn't didn't capitalize on them, and we have a draw. And now we could have easily been in fourth place right now, but instead we're I think in 8th or 10th, around there somewhere. I should probably know where we are on the table, but
you're in 8th.
Yeah, we're in 8th. So yeah, it's just a frustrating draw against Querétaro, who's the worst team in the league. I mean, yes, they have a new coach, but it's still frustrating.
The funny thing is, and gentlemen, tell me if it's true what I'm about to say. If you wouldn't have mentioned Chivas, everything you said about how they were playing in the game and everything sounds a lot like America.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Except probably Piojo probably makes better subs.
Dylan, do you want to jump on that?
Wait a second.
Or at least Pio has a deeper bench.
That is true. I can agree with you.
Yeah,
I can agree with you on that one. Yes.
And just some stuff just doesn't make sense. I'm not a big fan of the 4-4-2 formation that we use. And again, the subs are probably not what they should be for us. So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of the Puebla game with that you guys played. I did think that Castillo should have got a red card for when I think he hit the goalie in the face. Okay. He just got a yellow. I see what you guys are talking about, because you guys would definitely attack, but you guys were not taking advantage of the opportunities that you were creating. But I mean, you got a goal, and a win is a win. It doesn't matter if you win it by an inch or a mile. So it's all that matters.
Especially at this stage of the season, where every little point counts, in the quest to make the Liga.
We have 3 draws where we shouldn't have drawn, and we did, and now it's costing us. The game against Necaxa, Querétaro, and which other one? I'll pull it up right now. I think Veracruz. Like 3 games that we shouldn't have drawn, and now we're playing for our lives in the biggest match of the season, basically.
Right.
Yeah. I think Vado put it perfectly when I went over to your guys' podcast, and he said it seemed like America Chivas were kind of battling it out to see who could play the most boring game last week.
On Saturday night? Oh, yeah.
On Saturday night.
I definitely dozed off a little bit. I mean, luckily the America game was early, so you could you're still up, but the Chivas game, I mean, it was late, and you're playing that bad. It's just bad.
It's a snooze fest. No, yeah, definitely. So both teams, I mean, it can be said, and I don't think a lot of people can argue against it, that both teams are coming in about the same form. You know, they're not looking their best. They look like they just have had a dip in form lately. You know, both coaches are being questioned, maybe one more than others, but in regards to, you know, their tactics and how they're dealing with their squads. And some of the players, you know, aren't performing to the level that they should be. So it's interesting to see because I don't think we've had a Clasico within the past couple of years where both teams come at kind of the same level of
I would say probably when they faced each other in the Liguillas a couple years back.
That's probably it.
Yeah, they were both like fourth and fifth. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that is when probably one of the few times when
it's been a while though.
Yeah, that they face each other and they're both entering the game at the same pretty much league table position.
And now it's again a point apart, a lot riding on here, so we're gonna have plenty to talk about. So before we move any further, it looks like Vado has joined us in the chat. Vado, how are you?
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on real quick, talk that FIFA shit. I don't know if you guys did that yet, but
no, we haven't addressed that yet.
I don't think Ivan does.
I'm packing for the trip, so I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk that shit for Luis because he couldn't make the call, unfortunately.
That was an intense match. I'm not even gonna lie. I was really into it.
Yeah, so, it was dope. It was a dope match.
It was a good game. It was a really good game. So for those of you who did not tune in and don't know, our annual Clasico matchup happened. I was 2-0 against you guys, and then Luis came in and got you guys a W against us. It was a 2-1 game. It was a very close game. I think I played a lot like America. Dylan, I think you tweeted it out saying I played exactly like them, just missing chance after creating. But no, it was really fun, and it was an intense game. It was a lot of back and forth, but it everything's still up in the air for that second leg on Thursday. So it was fun and it was intense. So I mean, we got plenty. I will say this though, it sounded like there was a rebellion against me as soon as the final whistle blew against you.
I was on your side the whole time.
No, you were not. You tweeted not my host.
Damn. They turned against you right away.
That's what happened with Flo. Flo got sent to the bench.
You hate to see it.
I'm like, they forget so little that I brought them 2 victories before. But I mean, I guess we're short of memory like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, it was fun and intense.
It felt like a real Chivas game too, didn't it, Rigo? Like,
yeah,
we got
it did,
a 2-0 lead, and then towards the end, Luis was like struggling to hold on.
Yeah, because Ivan put that constant pressure, and Luis didn't know what to do. But then he had that chance with Chofis, and he kind of just like flubbed it at the end.
Oh, yeah. He gave it to the goal.
Yeah. He passed it.
Oh. I know exactly what happened there too, because that happens to me in pro clubs all the time.
It was an intense game.
But I'm glad he was able to show face, and we finally got a victory.
Oh yeah, finally.
Heated rivalry.
Because me and Rigo can definitely not represent us.
Yeah, we're terrible.
Me and Rigo have very intense 0-0 matchups.
Yeah, or like one of us scores in the 97th minute or something like that. Like it's bad. It's bad between us.
Oh man. I mean, it's gonna be fun come Thursday. Obviously, the second leg, it's gonna be at your guys' stadium. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I don't know who it was that it was like almost the 90th minute. Someone, I think it was maybe you, Bato. You said fake an injury.
Oh yeah. I was like, yo, waste time, fake an injury, do something.
Nah, because it looked like for a little bit, it looked like you were gonna get the equalizer.
It felt like it, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. But it adds a suspense, like I said, for Thursday. So hopefully you guys tune in. It's gonna be in the same Twitch stream. So if you guys want to know, we'll leave that link right now in the chat, and then of course you guys can find it on Twitter on either account. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So
Can we rewatch it? Is it still up
Yeah.
on your channel? Okay.
yeah,
Cool,
you can
cool,
go
cool.
back. You can rewatch it. You guys can record that and frame it if you guys want.
We're gonna
You
make
guys
it
know
our
who
first
were making like
YouTube
the little gifs for you guys? Because I found that really cool.
Oh, that was Raul.
That was the
from
colorful
the
kit.
Colorful Kit.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't forget. Oh wow, yeah! Shout out to him.
A huge shout out to him. I mean, he completely.
Yeah, he didn't tell
He's
us
on
or
another
anything.
level.
It just happened. I was like, oh, we got gifts. Nice.
They're perfect. I hope he's able to do the same for Thursday. I think the people love that more than the game itself.
I'm gonna send him a screenshot of when I win the title online with Chivas, so he can make a gif out of that.
There you go.
Oh man. Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. So yeah, tune in guys on Thursday. It's gonna be same time as right now, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Get ready. That should get you guys ready for Saturday's game, and then of course me and Luis will be discussing what happens on tomorrow's game in the Copa. So that's gonna be fun. So make sure you guys do tune in and yeah, and just watch. So, but yeah, FIFA always fun when this time comes around. One day we're just all gonna have to play each other, like just all together.
A big game.
A big game. Pro club status.
What does everybody play?
Too bad I'm on PS4, so I can't.
Well,
I can't.
they're on
PS4.
PS4.
Oh really?
Do you suck too? Can we have an intense 0-0 match?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Oh
Oh man. Yeah. No, that'd be cool though. If one day we could actually make that happen.
We'll have to work with the details.
Yeah, both systems, right, Ivan?
Yeah.
So we could do a 2-on-2.
Yeah, we could definitely do a 2-on-2.
We're doing too.
Damn, you're rich, bro. You have earpods too.
And then casually shows them off by going to
Yeah, go like this.
yeah, you saw it, right?
I can feel the wealth through my screen.
It's all that overtime. It's all that overtime. No. But yeah, we'll get together.
Yeah, he stayed turning now.
Yeah, he's trying to flex on us.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, we're flex.
No.
Damn.
You know what? You guys just take it away from here now.
So there's gonna be a second match, right, on Thursday?
On Thursday will be the second match,
Mm-hmm.
and then
what was that?
yeah. No, it's because I lost my train of thought. What was going?
Okay.
But yeah, second match Thursday on Twitch, and then
Does the score carry over?
Yes,
Yeah.
so it's a home.
So
and
what
away
if
game,
what if you guys draw like on aggregate?
Well, I want to talk to Luis. I don't know if he wants to do the
third leg.
away. No.
Third leg.
Yeah, just
Away
just
goal rule?
yeah, the
Yeah,
away
the
goal
away goal.
rule.
The Wiggle rule? Okay.
If not, then we can just play a third leg right then and there and kind of decide it. But I'll talk to him about it and we'll get that done.
All right, that sounds
So,
cool.
We'll get that going. So I think tune in for that FIFA matchup. So we'll move on into our next segment now. I think we gave enough to the FIFA time.
Ivan's had enough.
I've had enough. Now I know how Flo felt.
Wow.
No, shout out
Santos
to
just
Flo.
scored a goal in the 71st minute. I'm sorry, I'm watching the Conca Champions.
Who scored?
Santos,
Santos. Wow.
71st minute.
It's 2-1, right?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Red Bull scores another one, they go to penalty kicks.
Damn, that's gonna be intense. And talking about penalty kicks, if we end up drawing in the Copa MX after 90 minutes, we'd go to penalty kicks also.
Yeah, it goes straight to
That is
penalty
correct.
kicks.
That is
The last time that happened was Apertura 16, and Chivas won in penalty
Chivas
kicks.
won. Yep. Mm-hmm.
In a semifinal.
Yep.
Yep.
I remember that. Sadly.
Like I said yesterday, Rigo, that was the one time Toño Rodriguez was useful.
Yeah, I know.
The one time.
Didn't Pulido miss a penalty kick? No, he made it, right?
I feel like he skied it.
He might have skied that one. There was
Yeah, I
one where
think
he
so.
made it, one where he missed. I don't remember.
I think he
But yeah.
skied it.
all I know is we missed all of
Listen,
them.
that game is coming on at 11 p.m. So I do not want it to go to penalty kicks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
live on the East Coast, so
Yeah,
I do
same.
So
I'm
not
on
want
these
it's
it.
ones as
11.
well. It's at 11.
Yeah,
I'm
11
not
o'clock at
even gonna
night.
watch it. Shit,
Why
They don't
not?
have they
I'm
don't
gonna
have
be
their time change.
I'm gonna be on a plane.
Oh, you taking the night flight?
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, you'll probably catch the end of it.
maybe. I don't know.
Damn, I'm mad.
Interesting.
I'm super jealous you're going. I'm not.
Same.
Yo, we just bought our tickets, bro. We got hit over the head.
It's my first year not going in like 2 years, 3 years.
Which remind me, if I'm mistaken, but every time you've gone, you guys have not lost, correct?
Yeah, I'm undefeated when I go watch Chivas in Mexico.
So I think it's a good thing you're not going.
It's a good thing you're not going in regards to our sense.
So thank you.
Yeah, I watched 2 Clásicos versus America, Clásico Tapatío, and a Copa MX game versus Morelia, and all 3 games we won. All 4 games we won. But we can carry on with the pod. Oh, Cantina MX is going live right now too.
Really? Wow. Looks like people are really starting to rival. When we were having our FIFA matchup, the Mexican Soccer Show went live. So it just looks like everyone's trying to
trying to take
cover
our
up the
shine. I
Clásico.
get it.
It's all right.
I get it.
So
I
fine.
get it.
We'll shine over them.
Cesc, I don't know if he wanted to be watching us instead of.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. You know what? Shout out to Amy, who actually was watching and producing the show at the same time.
Nice.
So shout outs to her. But yeah, let's continue on here. Let's break down the Copa MX. Obviously, it's a whole different game. Only because of the youngsters that need to be involved, and kind of like we were talking about in your guys' podcast. The Copa is something that you guys haven't really taken that much importance into, at least this season, in regards to fielding maybe your best starting 11. I know for a fact. I don't know, Christian, Dylan, maybe you correct me on this, but I think our starting 11 has been put out already, correct?
Yeah, I think you guys have the last game.
I have.
Right?
You have it, Dylan?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. For the
I don't
game.
No,
I
I
don't
think
think.
I think you guys used like 9 starters or something like that in the last game that you guys played.
Yo, in the last game, yes. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to look here because I think I saw. So it looks like, and nothing's 100% confirmed, but it looks like we will be going possibly 4-4-2, and the rumors are that Henry and Nico might be starting up top.
Okay.
So it looks like Piojo's going out with his full starting 11.
Is Clemente
and
going?
just making just the additions of the 2 under 21 players that need to play the full 90 minutes, which obviously we know it's going to be Carlos Vargas and Clemente.
Okay.
Because he's not going to risk putting Ortega in that center back spot.
No.
And
not this much.
and Aguilar, not Paolo Aguilar, but excuse me, Quintero, the right mid. I don't think you take Renato Ibarra out because you don't really have a left winger. So I mean, you might as well put in Clemente in that position. But so it looks like we're gonna go with a full starting 11, our strongest 11, with just those 2 addition of the youngsters. How do you guys see yourselves lining up against America come Wednesday? Do you guys see a lot of your starters start or not really?
I think we're going full. We're going to go with the majority of the starters, I believe. I think both these games are must wins for us, particularly for Cardoso, who I think is on the hot seat right now. So I think he goes with a vast majority of the starters, except for the 2 youngsters, who it'll probably be Sendejas, who's 21. They have to be 21, right?
They have to be under 21.
20.
It's you.
It's
Go ahead.
It's not 21 or under. Like they can be 21 and still play.
They could be 21 and still play?
I thought so.
I would think so. If it's U21, then yes.
Oh, okay, then okay.
And probably Sepúlveda is the other guy I think that will go out. Or Cortés, but I don't think it'll be Cortés. I think it'll be Sendejas and Sepúlveda. But other than that, I see a full starting lineup. I see Ramir, I see Jair Pereira, I see Molina, definitely Pulido, Brizuela, Beltrán, Villalpando. I think Beltrán is under 21. as well. So I think he covers it. Alexis Vega is 21. Yeah, Fernando Beltran is under 21. So, I mean, we have a few youngsters already that play on the starting team.
That's interesting. Because it sounded like when I was on your guys' podcast, you guys thought maybe you guys didn't feel the most strongest starting 11. At least that's what Luis and Varo were expecting, not the strongest.
Well, I'm the expert. Don't worry about them.
And you know what?
Word.
I can't deny that because we said Rigo's the expert on the Copa game, so he'll know more.
We don't watch that.
Actually, I am the one that watched the most Copa games. But no, I do think. I mean, I just feel like these are must-win games for Chivas. I mean, they're must. First of all, it's a quarterfinal, and if we had played anybody else, I don't think we would have gone with the full lineup. But because it's America and because of just the whole week we're gonna be playing against America, I think that he's gonna go with a strong lineup.
Definitely.
Gentlemen,
give me your I know. Give me your guys' prediction on the lineup
for Chivas, or for the gentlemen for Dylan in the cowboy helmets.
I'm guessing it says because
Alright, so go for it. Yeah, go for it because Ivan has a DoorDash on this.
So I mean I think Ivan pretty much summed it up to Martes Scene, Aguilar, Bruno Aguilera, Vargas, Renato, Guido, Uribe, Clemente, and Henry and Nico.
Okay. No, yeah.
I mean that's just at this point that's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean I don't think Piojo will go away from his classic 4-4-2. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. I think Clemente and Vargas are the two U21 players that get the start. I don't know how I feel about Vargas, honestly, because we saw what his performance against Pachuca and ultimately cost us both Pachuca's goals. So it'll be interesting to see how he copes with the pressure and see how he does in this match.
Yeah, definitely agree too. But then again, at the left back spot, I don't really think that's him. But Rigo, I'll throw a question to you. Who do you think is really get to be like a standout player in tomorrow's game for Chivas against America?
Conejito Brizuela. I think he's the most dynamic player on the team. So I think for example, this past week against Querétaro, they played him on the right. Holy shit! I'm sorry. It's currently 4-2 Santos right now. It was 2-0 like 15 minutes ago, and they just scored a golazo from like midfield. This game is crazy right now. But I think Cone Brizuela, I think against Querétaro, he played him on the left hand side, and we kind of lost him a little bit during the game, and then he switched him over back to the right side, and he became the player that he's been this season, where taking players on, using his speed. So I would say Cone Brizuela is a player that will be the one to watch for Chivas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Christian, who do you think for America on the America side, who's gonna have to take over this game or be an important player?
Ooh, you know what? I think I'm looking at. You know what? I'm gonna say Mateo Uribe. Coming back from injury, and when it can be hard, especially you're put in into a Clasico right away from the start. It can be a little bit tough, but I think Uribe can handle the pressure and try to sway this game in his favor. The thing with Uribe is I really do think that our performance will be dependent on him. I think that our attack and creativity has to go through him in order for us to be successful. Because we've seen in the past few games where there's been lack of creativity, and that's hurt us a lot. Especially against teams that we should be defeating comfortably and not getting a goal in the last 9 minutes of the match. So I think if Uribe can step up and showcase who he actually is, I really do think we have a great chance of taking these both games.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree with you. That's something really to have to look out for going into this match. Some people might not be a big match, even though it is a Clasico still. Still something to look out for. and to have that feel, especially in the Azteca as the game goes on. But throw this one back to Rigo. And Rigo, how do you think the game's gonna end? Chivas on top, America on top.
I mean,
We're gonna see penalties or no?
I don't want to see penalties again because I don't want to stay up that late and I got to work the next day. It's just terrible.
Yeah, same.
But I think Chivas wins 2-1.
I've been hearing a lot about that. Like that same person. I've been hearing that a lot all day.
Not because America can't win or anything like that. I just feel like America might take the Copa a little bit more lightly than Chivas. And they might go, try and they might take the league game more seriously, and maybe that's why. But
right
now, Chivas is a team that creates a lot, but they struggle to score, and I think defensively we're a pretty good team. There has been games like where we have given up goals, and then there was the 2 goals against Monterrey. But I think if America really brings it to Chivas, it's going to open up a lot of lanes for the Chivas counterattack, which is pretty good. It'll really depend on the game plan that Piojo wants to use.
Yeah.
If he brings the game to Chivas, I could definitely see Chivas catching them on counters. I think if he lets Chivas bring the game to him, it'll be a different story because I think Chivas will get frustrated with the inability to score.
Right.
So then, I don't know if you guys addressed this already, but Rigo, you said that America it looks like they might be taking the Copa a little bit lightly.
Yeah.
Did you gentlemen address that already?
Oh no, I didn't. I was gonna actually say that I don't think we're gonna take it lightly. This is a trophy, as much as we want to make fun of it, in the America institution, this is something that we have been looking for numerous years. And
I think ever since Chivas won the doblete, teams have started to take the competition more seriously. I'm not saying because Chivas won it, but I just feel like it's become a thing now where it's like the team that wins the Copa, and if they're still in the Liga, they're definitely trying to win both of them.
Right. And I really do think that was the message for this year, especially for us. I personally, I think that we have probably top 3 of the strongest squads in all of Liga MX. So we have the talent to compete for both. And like I was saying before, Copa MX is something that America has needed or has wanted and needed for the past year. So I really don't think that we're gonna take it lightly.
And I think you can see that in our starting 11, in the last starting 11s that we put out. It's a lot of starters, and we've only had 2 youngsters kind of to fill in that spot
because of the rule.
But do you think it's probably because of that? Because of the rule that you have to use 2 youngsters, Piojo is trying to make up for their deficiencies by starting more starters, probably because normally you wouldn't start, youngsters, so you could start the B team basically. But now because of the fact that he has to use younger players that aren't maybe as seasoned, he is starting a full roster because of that.
I guess you can make that argument, but I'd also want to say that it's because he's put it upon himself, and the club has put it upon him to deliver that Copa MX trophy. And I think it will be looked down upon because in the last couple of Copa MX, we have been taken out of the competition, and we've basically embarrassed ourselves. Last season we get knocked out by Juarez, and then the season before that we get knocked out in the round of 16 again, and then it's just all trickled down since this competition started.
Now, if you could win one and lose one, which one would it be? You can only pick one.
Oh, it's easy. We're all gonna say the league.
Yeah,
we would lose the league.
No,
we would win the league.
We would win the league.
I was about to say. Oh yeah, definitely. I was about to say. Okay, yeah.
But what if you win the? What if you lose the? What if you win the league, right? But you don't win the title. And what if you lose the league but win the Copa and you win the title?
if we lose,
I mean,
the
obviously,
league-
we don't know. You like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
it's just
but
Yeah,
in a hypothetical sense, if Piojo only walks away with the Copa and does not get the league, then that's fine. He's already delivered a league and he delivered a cup. That means he still has merit his stay at America, so he'll continue until he can't deliver anymore. But I think in regards to which one would we rather have, it's always going to be the league. But if we only walk away with a Copa this season, it won't be a terrible season. It won't be the best of seasons, but it won't be the most terrible one.
I think it also depends how we go out in the league too. If you're talking about like a first round exit, then it's like like all right, whatever. We got the Copa, but we could have done better. But if we go out like in semifinals, or I guess dare to say a final, like we go out in the final, losing the final, then I guess you can say it was a pretty a good season overall considering how we've been playing.
But
I mean, I'm with
we'll
you guys.
see.
I would rather if I had to pick one, I would rather win the league than win the Copa. If I was to pick one, I'm with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So then that was the Copa Mexico. You guys gave your predictions. I'm giving mine. I'm going 2-1 America. Even though I've heard a lot of 2-1s going the other way around. Even on our video today for our preview on our Twitter page, Mr. John Arnold said that Chivas would take it 2-1 today. So we'll have to wait and see. But a lot of people giving Chivas the benefit of the doubt in the Copa, but not so much in the league game. And we'll get to that right now. But still expecting a pretty good game overall. And we'll have to wait and see. So that game is tomorrow at 8 p.m. because Mexico has yet to do their time change. So it's 8 p.m. Pacific time, 10 Central time, and then of course 11 Eastern for our three gentlemen here from New York who are gonna stay up late for this one.
Well,
Wait,
Varro's traveling.
Well,
did
but
you get the times right?
I actually think we're gonna lose tomorrow.
Whoa.
And I said on the
Whoa.
pod yesterday too, but I just think America taking that game more seriously, and they want it because like Ivan told us that it's kind of like an institution thing that they want the Copa MX and get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been playing seriously. Like they start their starters for the Copa MX. The Chivas, Rigo, we ask you like every week, who the hell are these guys? Because we don't know them. That means we're not taking that.
But I think that it's
seriously.
also a product of who Chivas has been playing in the Copa MX run versus who America has been playing.
That could be it too.
We haven't played. This is the first division team that we are playing in Copa MX since it started this season.
Really?
Oh wow! You guys had two second division teams in your group.
Yeah,
we
and
play
then
teams we don't even know.
we play Cimarrones and we play Correcaminos.
Oh wow!
And then
And
San
you guys
Luis.
got San Luis.
Yeah.
San Luis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which?
But I'm okay if we lose tomorrow. I don't care. I want to win on Saturday.
Listen, I'm staying up till 1 a.m. I want to win. All right.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
I
we'll
want
have
to
to
land
wait
in
and see.
Mexico to a win. That'd be nice. But if we lose, it's all right.
So let me ask you guys this much because we're about to talk about Saturday's game. How much heat or how much pressure is Cardoso going to be in if he loses both? And then, gentlemen, how much heat is Piojo in if he loses both?
Listen, losses in Clásicos have gotten coaches fired.
Yeah.
And I think if he loses both, I think that he doesn't recover from that. I don't know if they fire him right there and then, but I don't see him recovering from that.
I'm gonna bring a Fuera Cardoso banner to the game just in case, Roll it out if we lose, and I want him fired immediately because I'm tired of him. There's no reason to. There's like no logic to his tactics or anything. Like his substitutions, Rigo, we complain about them all the time.
Yeah.
They're the same ones over and over again. He plays Madrigal, who's useless on the pitch. The guy doesn't know how to move in the box. He's big, but he can't set a screen. Like, they put in crosses for him and he never connects on them. He's just bad. I don't know. I don't want Cardoso as a coach anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Varro. I think if he loses both of them, I think he's gone.
He's gone.
I hope he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't
Hope
want to
he's
lose
gone.
both of them, but you know,
That'll be
sometimes
the
you
silver
sometimes you
lining.
have to sacrifice a little bit
No,
for
tell me about it.
for the good of the realm. You know what I'm saying?
For the good of the realm.
Tell me about it.
Well, gentlemen, if Piojo finds himself in that same situation, how much heat of trouble it is, and will we start seeing heads turn and maybe people start asking for his head?
Definitely.
Mhm. I think you already see
100%.
the heads turning right now.
Yeah,
Too.
we haven't been playing like championship contender like a football in these past couple of games, and I started to hit the concern button on Saturday when we couldn't defeat Puebla in a more comfortable way. Now if we
Yeah,
lose
man.
both, yeah, and if we lose both games to Chivas, that's just gonna add more salt to the wound, and it's just not gonna go well. And I think it's at that point, if by the time of the second loss his objective has to be to win the league, and if he doesn't, I don't know what can well, I don't know what can happen in the summer, but there might be a replacement.
I don't see you guys firing him.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't either, but honestly, I think I'm on the same boat with you where Piojo kind of lacks in the tactics aspect as Cardoso. There's points, he gets it right in a couple scenarios, but most of the time he's very like stagnant, like he doesn't know what to do, and he finds himself like making these weird substitutions that don't make sense, and it kind of throws everything off even more.
Yeah, he can't. Sometimes he can't adapt in game.
Yeah, he's a limited coach. He's always been a limited coach. I've felt that since he was with the national team.
Yeah.
But he's got a jam-packed roster with a lot of talent.
But
so that helps.
But the fact that he can't make this jam-packed roster into playing the football that I think that we know we can play, it's a little bit concerning, especially this far in the season.
I feel like it's also a product of Liga MX. Like, I mean, you look at the teams that are at the top. It's León, Tigres, Monterrey.
Mm-hmm.
I think only León has been really consistent, because I think even Monterrey has had very
they've been a little bit shaky.
They haven't lost, but there's been games where they should have won where they tied.
Mm-hmm.
And Tigres, we know Tigres, they're very inconsistent.
Yeah.
During the league, I think because of the fact that there's Liguilla in this league, I think a lot of teams they're a little bit more lax during the season. But you're right. I mean, as a fan of any team, you want your team to win and play well, and so it is disappointing. But yeah, I do agree with you guys that Miguel Herrera is a little bit limited with tactically. But I don't see them firing him even if he loses both games, because he just won a championship. Like you just won a championship. You don't fire your coach for losing 2 games in a row.
That's true. We'll have to wait and see, though. We'll have to wait and see. So let's move on into Saturday's game. And now that we're kind of on the manager topic, let's maybe continue there, because it's something that we talked about on your guys' podcast yesterday as well. Because we said this game is not going to be one of those games in which those people who are like hardcore fans of the sport and that love the kind of the tactical aspect of the game and all these things. It's not going to be a game of that sort. It's going to be a game of passion. It's going to be a game of who's going to want it more than the other team. I think it's fair enough to say that both coaches aren't known for their tactics, but rather the way that they rile up their dressing room and the way they can motivate their players. I think it's going to be in regards to, at least, in a manager's point of view, who's going to be the one that can get their team more pumped up than the other one. Is that fair to say, or do you guys think there's going to be some kind of tactical magic going on in the background?
No, I think it's gonna be more heart, really, especially if I know Ivan, you said it a lot. That some of these players, they don't seem like they feel the colors, they feel the they feel the jersey. So I think it's going to come down to that too, because tactics can go so far, in my opinion. It's just a matter of like how the players perform and gel together and the chemistry they have, and how and their playing style. If they can get the job done on the position on the field.
Yeah, I think you hit on the head there, Dylan. I think it might just be that who's gonna have more chemistry, what players are gonna step up, more, and who's gonna do more. So we'll have to wait and see in that. But obviously, I think it's kind of we're kind of limited to how we can preview this Saturday game because a lot is gonna fall on how these teams come into this game after the Copa MX game. Because let's face it, even though it's a Copa game, it's basically the same rival you're gonna be playing, and it's also going to be, um, it's it's also could be kind of, you're kind of going into I guess you could say round two. No,
Yeah, because that was kind of one of my points that I was thinking about whenever we are previewing the Copa Mex game is how much is the Copa Mex game gonna affect going into Saturday's game. And I know like you said it's kind of hard to preview a little bit, but I know at the same time Medica's not going in with the full necessarily starting 11 into this Copa Megas game because of the U21 rule. But at the same time, it's something interesting to keep an eye out for of how the outcome of tomorrow's game is gonna affect the outcome of Saturday's game and how it's played.
that is true. That is true. Now it looks like Rigo's done packing and he's
That's
about
Varo.
Vado.
Vado.
I'm sorry, Vado. Vado's done packing. Sorry. Well, before we go any further, how about we break a little bit from this, catch a bit of a breath, and give people a chance to answer the trivia question in the chat because I hear them. I hear you guys. Don't worry. Don't think I'm not reading you guys' comments. So, Christian, I'll throw it to you first, and then we'll get back to this whole Clasico Nacional topic. Why don't you let the good people know what today's trivia question is?
Or trivia questions, I should say. Today, I think I decided to give more than one question. If you guys get all three of them correct, then you'll get 40 points. But you have to answer all three of them correct. So today's trivia question is, Rigo, you might want to cover your ears for this one.
Okay.
Just a heads up. So in 2014, America defeated Chivas 4-0. Give me where the game was played, what stadium, who was the coach for America, and who scored the brace for America.
Now, question: does that have to be the accurate stadium name? Because,
Oh,
what
you
if
just gave it away.
Yeah, you just gave it. Yeah, you basically just gave it away.
Well, because
Wow.
I'm just saying, what if people want to be technical about it?
They don't have to be.
Well, whatever. It's okay. Give the second one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that is today's trivia questions. You get all of them right, it'll be 40 points. Ivan, if you can put in the chat for the people to answer.
It's there.
And there you go, guys. Because we'll be doing more trivia questions throughout the week, guys. I'll have the standings for you most likely on Sunday. Just so I can have a few days to gather up everything and get it out for you guys with no mistakes. So yeah, that's today's trivia. Or tonight's trivia. It's 11 o'clock.
Well, I mean, there you guys go. Thank you guys for participating in trivia. For those of you guys who are always here waiting for that trivia question, I think they just come here for the trivia. They don't really pay attention to what we're doing.
You don't think so?
No, they're just here for the trivia.
That's all right, though.
Thank you guys, and we'll continue to be doing this every Tuesday. And then, of course, like Christian said, we have a couple of questions coming on via Twitter, so make sure you guys follow us on there. So, moving back to the Clasico Nacional talk on Saturday, Rico, you guys are gonna be home.
We're
Lately,
always home.
Well, that's debatable. That's debatable.
But go ahead, carry on with your question.
You guys obviously gotta be home in this game. How you guys feeling about it? How's your guys' home form been? Do you guys feel confident receiving us, or do you guys kind of mixed feelings about it?
I think this season's form has been a lot better. It's been a lot better. Obviously, we lost the other day to Monterrey, but I think it was the first time we gave up goals at home, and we hadn't lost at home. So I mean, you guys aren't Monterrey or anything. So I think I feel a little bit more confident that the team, especially this season, has been playing a little better at home.
Okay. Gentlemen, how are we feeling going into this away game? Because let's be honest, our away game has been terrible this season.
Gosh, Ivan, that's I don't know. Like you said, our form on the road's been pretty sucky. Put at best like that. Who's gonna step up? Because I think maybe once we can agree on a game, but are we gonna have 11 players on the pitch? Because it hasn't really seemed that we've had truly 11 players play on the pitch. We seem like one player's missing out, two players missing out. Everybody's got to be there, and it's got to gel. And we've been saying that for a while now, but it's always a point to start somewhere. And so who's going to step up? And really, we haven't had that leadership presence, in my opinion, that much on the pitch. And so who's going to step up and be the leader of this game?
You guys were giving. I overheard you guys when I had to be a little bit off camera, but I overheard that you guys were giving your guys' players to watch for this game.
No, that was for the Copa game.
For the Copa MX game, but I would imagine. I would imagine the same players maybe have to step up twice in 1 week. But if you guys change your mind, you guys can say who you guys think is going to be a big step up in regards to Saturday's game. But I think in both games, I want to see an Edson Alvarez take command of this team.
Really, Edson Alvarez.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I don't even have Edson Alvarez starting on Saturday.
Really?
I don't.
Alrighty then. Well, that's a perfect place to start. Well, give me your predicted starting 11 for Saturday, and then Dylan, if you need to add or anything, we'll go from there. And then Rigo, you can give me your predicting starting 11 for Chivas for that Saturday. So, Christian, go ahead.
Okay. So, just to clarify before I make myself look like a fool, Bruno will be available for Saturday, right?
Yes, he will.
Okay, so
Yes.
it'll be Marchesin, Paulo Aguilar, Bruno Valdez, Aguilera, Jorge Sanchez, Renato, Guido, Mateos. If Ibargüen is healthy, I'll start Ibargüen. If he's not, I'm gonna start Clemente, and then Henry and Nico Castillo.
Okay, Dylan.
I think if we have those players available, I think that's the strongest we can get. I hate to leave Edson out, but I think that's what it's going to be too.
Really? Because I see Edson starting over Aguilera.
Really, I don't.
But that's just me. But we'll go with your guys' predicted lineup, and then I guess
the only reason why I don't say that is because the kind of chemistry they have connected already. You guys talked about chemistry a lot last season, and Edson Alvarez hasn't played the center back role.
But he did a good job against Puebla.
He did do a good job, but there were a couple times where he was a little bit off his mark. But needless to say, though, I think Aguilera and Bruno make the better partnership because they've been playing more together this season.
I'm willing to argue with that, but for the sake of not wasting time, I will go with your guys' predicted lineup here. That does mean, though, that I think we only have room for 2 foreigners or 1 foreigner on the bench?
Yeah, that's one. Actually, I don't know, because if Ibargüen comes back, then that means 2, no? Because if it is 2, then I have to change my thing. Then I think you're right. I think Aguilera goes out and Edson Alvarez goes in. And it's Roger and Aguilera to the stands.
Because with your guys' prediction.
So we'll swap out Aguilera, we'll put in Edson, and Aguilera and Roger Martinez will sit the stands.
Mm-hmm. In the stands, and have Benedetti and Menes on the bench. Okay.
Benedetti and Menes on the benches.
Okay. Sounds good. Good.
Yeah, you
already.
I totally missed that actually.
So Edson will start.
Edson will start. Yes, Edson will start now.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, Rigo, what's your guys' lineup for Saturday? I'm expecting you guys to field the best starting 11 possible against us.
I think last game Cardoso gave us a bit of like a 4-3-3 type of formation, which is one of my faves. So I think he might do the same, and I could definitely see it being Gudiño in goal, and ranking right back Pereira, Emir, center backs Ponce at left back, which I kind of don't want him to play, but that's probably who's going to play. In the midfield, it'll probably be Molina, Fernando Beltran, and Villalpando, and then up top, Brizuela, Pulido, and Vega. And that's basically our best starting 11 that we could give you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess both teams kind of have the same issue, is whether or not both starting 11s, are they going to play as a team, or is it going to rely on individual talent? And if so, how far can that take you? I mean, I think we're all expecting a pretty good, intense match, right? I would expect a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. Expect a lot of plays being, cut off, because I think you said it correct, Ivan, when I think both teams struggle in that like final third aspect of their game in finishing. So I think back and forth is the best way to describe Saturday's game.
I think it'll depend on the tactics of both teams, what they want to come out with. I think if America comes out and is aggressive, that could benefit Chivas because they could catch America on a counterattack.
Right.
I think if Chivas comes out, if America lets Chivas play their game, I think that could benefit America, because Chivas gets to, like same thing with you guys. Chivas gets to that final third and they struggle. And allowing Chivas to bring the attack to you could be an advantage for America.
And that's interesting to say, because it's been our Achilles heel this whole season, the counterattacks against us. It looks like teams have always found a way to get us on there, and it looks like we haven't yet to learn our lesson. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys catch us on the break here and there a couple of times. It's how well that center back partnership between Edson and Bruno is going to be, to see whether or not we can contain said pressure. But I don't know. I think Christian, you'd agree with me. I'd want to see America be aggressive from the start, put Chivas under pressure, get the ball going. Get your wingers involved, get your strikers the ball. That's what I want to see America play. And yes, it may be playing with fire, because then, if Chivas gets the ball and one counterattack can break you down pretty quickly. But I still want to see America take the game to you guys. I think we've lacked that sometimes. Whenever we are a bit standoffish and we let the other team kind of, do their thing and play their game, we kind of lose ourselves in trying to wait to get the ball and trying to play that counterattack. I think the more aggressive we are, the more we can have the ball at the beginning, the more we get a feel of what you guys are trying to do. I think the better it's going to be for us. I will say, on the other hand, you guys bringing the game to us is also an advantage, because again, it puts us under pressure. And whenever it seems like the first couple of minutes for us lately is either we're in there 100% focused or we're not. We've seen it, I think, throughout the whole season. There's times where America is just not there for the first 15, 20 minutes, and you question whether or not they'll even be there for the rest of the game.
Yes,
would you guys say
the same thing goes for the pressure too? I mean, we always talked about how they need to take the game to the team, and you see them come out and do that, like you said, the first 20, 25 minutes, sometimes even shorter, and they just seem to snap out of it, and like all of a sudden it's the tables have turned, kind of thing, and the game's even brought to us, and then we don't know what to do. It's just how if we want that pressure going against Chivas, then how long can America do that before they let up, or it's just gone.
Okay, understandable. Would you guys say, and this is a question for all three of you, would you guys say there will be an early goal? And if so, how does that affect the game?
I don't think there'll be an early goal.
No.
I think you're gonna see the first 10 minutes of both games in the Copa and League. I think you can see the just trying to like feel each other out. Whoa. And like try to get a sense of what the other team is trying to do. And then as the game progresses, I think you're gonna start see one team take more risk than the other, which in my opinion, the team that does it first, I think will be the one to be in the driving seat in the game and try to be the winner at the end of it.
Rigo, what do you have in mind?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. I don't think it'll be a quick goal. I think it'll be a lot of back and forth in the beginning, both teams testing each other out. I think if anything, a goal will come maybe before the first half ends. But I don't see anything in the first 15 minutes at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, we kind of got the tactics down and how these teams will play. We got the starting 11. Give me your guys' prediction for Saturday's game.
I say
Rigo, I'll throw it to you first. I'll throw it to Rigo first since they're home.
I will say I'm going to go with a draw.
You beat me to it.
I'm going to go with a draw.
You beat me to it.
Wait,
yes.
Dylan, were you going to say a draw? Christian, were you going to say a draw?
I was going to say draw, yes.
I said a draw on their podcast as well.
I think a 1-1 draw.
I go 2-2 draw.
I was saying 1-1.
I said 2-2, I think, on your guys' podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2.
This is the first time ever in the history of this podcast that there's ever been an according of a draw or not a draw, a result that we've all agreed on the same result.
Yeah, I think a draw.
Yeah, I think it's a draw too. I don't, I think when you hit it, you said it perfectly when, our away record hasn't been the greatest. The way we perform outside of the Azteca, it's not great this year. But I don't think we would lose to Chivas. So I think a draw is probably all we can manage, especially with the way we've been playing.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. If Rigo was here, Rigo, sorry, I keep mixing you guys up. If Vado was here, he would have said a win. Because that's what he predicted in your guys' podcast. But he's not, so we're all in a stalemate here.
I'm trying to set myself up for disappointment, so I'll be happy with a draw. Listen, I always go into Clásicos expecting the worst. Always. So, any positive outcome is always good. And a draw in a Clásico, I think, is good enough.
That would only mean that we still are only a point away from each other, and then it's really crunch time after that.
So if other teams win, then we just go down in standings.
Well, it's Liga MX, right? So, what's the unofficial motto of it? Anything can happen?
Anything can happen. That is true.
Someone's got to brand that for the league because it's being said.
The league has terrible branding.
That is true.
Well, it's our home, so make do with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so then that's that. So we'll leave it at that, and I think that brings us to the end of the preview. I think we're just all hoping for a good game. Really, we're expecting a draw, so that means we're just hoping for excitement, for fun, for good. Do you guys expect it to be clean, or do you guys expect it to get a little bit rough on the pitch?
I think it'll get rough on the pitch.
Yeah, it's a Clasico. Yeah. I think there'll be a few, pushes and shoving here and there. It's a Clasico. Why not?
I'm waiting to see what Nico Castillo brings out in regards to that kind of roughness and toughness, because he's the type of player that kicks first, asks questions later.
True.
Hopefully he gets a red card.
No.
Well, do you guys predict the red card this game?
I was kind of thinking one at least, maybe.
No, I mean, not for Chivas at least. I don't think so.
Knowing our luck, we would get a red card.
Yeah.
We don't play dirty, so I don't see it. But you guys have Nick Castillo. I saw what he did to that Puebla goalie the other day.
Oh, come on. That was just a little love tap.
Yeah, it was nothing.
It was supposed to be like, advocating for all goalkeepers in the world, but nah. We'll let that one slide. But no, we're expecting a good game. So again, guys, make sure you guys check that out. It's gonna be live on Univision Deportes on Saturday at. Is it also going to be? No, it's gonna be at 6.
No,
it's gonna be
9
at 6
p.m.
my time. So 9 p.m. your guys' time. And then, of course, Dylan, for you, that's 8 p.m.
Yes.
So that time change really messing things up around
Yeah.
here, but should still be a good game. Make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye Podcasts. We'll have you guys live updates. We have a lot more content coming your guys' way. And for those people here in the chat that are Chiba followers and don't know where to find you guys, where can they find you, Rigo?
You can find us on Twitter at Chivas del Norte. We're also on SoundCloud and iTunes under the Colorful Kit Network. And then from there, you can find us all individually. But Chivas del Norte, that's where it's at.
I heard a rumor that there is going to be a certain stray goat making his appearance back on Twitter for this Clasico.
I can't deny nor confirm any of this. I'm not able to speak on this type of information.
He's been messed with in your guys' community.
Yes. It was weird. It was like I left, and then I come back, and he leaves. I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't know. I can't speak to it. But nobody's ever seen us in the same room.
Well, one of you guys is rumored to live in California.
That's what they say. I mean, people don't know. People don't know.
Well, now we know. Rigo by day.
Now we know that we don't know.
Rigo by day, Stray Goat by night could be the making of a,
Listen,
of a good comic book there.
I can't deny nor confirm any of this.
But that's what I heard on Twitter. But Twitter's you can only believe so much on Twitter nowadays.
Puro chisme.
Puro chisme. Well, we hope for a good game, entertaining game. Now, before we wrap up the show, I don't want to be mean and I don't leave the ladies out. Dylan, do we have their results in the last game?
2-1 win against Cruz Azul.
So the ladies won the Clásico Joven. Now, when's their next game is against Puebla, correct?
I believe so. I'm double checking right now.
So the next game is against Puebla. I just can't remember what day it is. So they're on track. The ladies have yet to meet each other in a Clásico. Rigo, I don't know if you follow the ladies closely.
Is that true?
But yeah, they have yet to face each other.
I thought we played each other in the first final ever.
No, we played each other in the first semifinal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we still yet to play the ladies this season.
Oh, you're talking about this season? I thought in general.
No. In general, we played you guys already, but this season we've yet to play you guys. I know you guys just came off a loss in your Clásico Tapatío for the ladies.
I have not been keeping up with my ladies.
Oh, and then last night you guys played Santos. I don't know how that game ended, to be honest. I only knew that Amy from the Mexican Soccer Show was tweeting about it, but yeah, shout out to the ladies who continue to perform and keep grabbing those 3 points. Dylan, do we know when they're playing?
The 17th.
The 17th. That is Sunday. So as always, we urge you guys after the Clasico Nacional, once you wake up the next day, regardless of the result, go on Twitter, put hashtag Lady Aguilas. Let the ladies know that we're behind them, and let them know, we got their full support. Gentlemen, anything else we want to address in regards to this Clasico?
Nah, man. I think I'm good.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Awesome. Rigo, I got one question left for you, and this comes from the chat from our friend Oscar. He says, make sure you ask the Chivas del Norte people, how's it feel to be number 2 in Mexico?
I don't see it that way. Because Chivas is number 1 in our hearts. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just because we have less titles doesn't mean. I mean, you guys just got ahead of us. It was like last week that you guys won 13. So we're still number 1 in the hearts of everyone.
Hey, but what was the thing you said? It doesn't matter if you're ahead by an
inch by an
mile.
inch. Yeah, I mean that's a classic. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that we're number 1 in Mexico.
We'll have to
You
wait
guys
and
will
see.
see. You guys will see both stadiums be more red than yellow
Oh, okay.
on
I don't know
Wednesday
about that one.
and Saturday. Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
As somebody who has been to Clásicos in person, I could definitely say that it's at least 55% red and 45 yellow.
We'll see. Maybe the numbers start flipping. But hey, the most important result is on that pitch. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Alrighty then. Well, we want to say thank you so much, Rigo, for coming on. Vado as well.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you guys on. Make sure you guys do follow them. At the end of the day, it's all good and fun. At the end of the day, we're all part of the big Liga MX family. So thank you guys. Continue to do what you guys are doing, killing it as always in regards to you guys' community over there with Chivas. And then again, thank you. We look forward to the next Clasico whenever that comes around.
And the
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
no, that's too that's too many Clásicos in one
in one season.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you to everyone who joined us, Americanistas and Chivas fans alike. You guys kept it as peaceful as possible. I saw you guys going at each other's throats a little bit on there, but hey, that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The banter, the fun. It's at the end of the day, it's what we come here for. So good night to everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Clasico week. Always keep in tune with us on SoundCloud and iTunes if you guys ever miss an episode and you guys want to get us on the go. And then, of course, you guys can also find the Chivas and Norte people on there as well in both platforms. So without further ado, gentlemen, thank you again. Christian, Dylan, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
A pleasure.
Later.
Thank you.
All right. Good night to everyone. And as always, Arriba la América.